Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Asian Vision Dialogue. Our topic today will be talking about the quality of education in the new era of new technology. We will be focusing on the quality of education in Cambodia after COVID-19 pandemic, the implications of technology toward the quality of education, and also digital education in Cambodia in the future. Today we are honored to have honorable guest speaker, Ms. Lane Pisay. Currently, she is an assistant at Jucoval, U.S. Immigration Service. Without further ado, please join me to welcome Ms. Pisay to our program. Greetings, Ms. Pisay, and welcome to our Asian Vision Dialogue. As we know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, Cambodia, like many other countries, faced significant challenges in maintaining education while ensuring the safety of students and educators. Cambodia also faced school closure and shift to remote learning as well. So first of all, what is your perspective toward the education after COVID-19 pandemic in Cambodia?
From my perspective and experience, there was a huge transformation in education in Cambodia after the COVID-19 pandemic, especially the involvement of technology. So allow me to go back a little bit to before the COVID-19 pandemic. So we were aware and used technology on our daily practice, but it is just not compulsory or necessary enough to put into practice, except the private school or international school, where they use technology way a lot more or better than public school. As one of the students in public school myself, we don't really know how to use technology or incorporating technology into class much back then. So as I remember, when the COVID-19 pandemic took place in Cambodia, I was in my second or third year of college back then. Normally, we go to school, we take the class physically, and if we have any questions, we tend to ask our teacher or lecturer or find the answer in the book or in a library by ourselves. For sure, we know how to do research, but it's just not the first choice we think of when we want to know something. However, after switching from physical to online class, we have used apps, different websites for online learning, creating, receiving, and submitting the assignment back to our lecturer. It's not that we know nothing about technology, but when the COVID-19 outbreak, we get to use the technology way more than we ever had before. Apart from the hardship that all of us went through during the COVID pandemic, students use technology in all aspects of their life. Outside the classroom, they also use technology as one of their tools. For me, it might be in a rush to our people since we are a developing country. We might have some challenge and difficulty to incorporate technology into classroom, but I believe when we get used to it, everything will be better. We're getting better and better at technology.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Pisay. During the pandemic, technology plays a potential role in order to transform the educational system effectively. With this regard, what are the implications of technology toward the quality of education for sustainable growth in Cambodia?
Thank you for the question. So based on my experience, there are many positive implications of technology toward the quality of education. Technology has enabled a new era of access to education, providing opportunity for all students across the globe to broaden their knowledge and skills. So technology can level up the standard of educational experience. It can connect us to a real world, prepares us for a modern workplace. So those positive implications of technology toward the quality of education, I believe it includes providing instant access to a vast amount of information and resource. So the internet and the technology allow students to explore on a various subject that not available in the traditional textbook, or even if it's available, it might be hard to access. And technology allows educator to remove the physical barrier of the classroom. So they offering the student a way to connect to a school curriculum with the real world. For example, as we are doing now, we can have an opportunity to invite an expert, a professional in any field to a conference so that we can access to a information and bring our audience the real world perspective. The last one is the digital literacy skills. I think it's important and it's a high demand in the workplace. So technology prepares students for a modern workplace. It's just more than a theory. Students need more than a theory to learn in a traditional textbook. Instead, they must need technology to explore and to get exposed more into to make sure it's a workforce ready in more than one way. So these are the positive implication of technology toward the quality of education for sustainable growth in Cambodia. And I'm glad that we as a Cambodian people have enough potential resource. We have the adaptability and the flexibility to adjust on time during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. So these are the positive implications that I can spot out.
Yes, thank you. The quality of education is the first Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, which aims to achieve and to promote digital education. So, what should Cambodia do to develop digital education in order to respond to the current situation in the region?
So before we go to what should Cambodia do to develop the digital education, we may know in the 4 Sustainable Development Goals in quality education from Target 4.1 to Target 4.8. So Cambodia has been working and improved the educational system in order to meet the target for global goals, such as to ensure that all girls and boys, women and men have equal access to the education at any level. So they eliminate all discrimination in education, build and upgrade inclusive and safe school, and so on. So Cambodia should and has always worked on these practical points with the involvement from the ministry, school, student themselves, and parents. It might be a little bit of a challenge to fully adapt to a digital world, but I believe that we will master the technology a long way by sticking to these points. So we can see that the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, with the support of relevant entities, have been working incredibly hard and on time on the digital education. We have seen they initiated campaigns to elevate standard by implementing digital education for students in almost all levels in the city and province. So the school or institution themselves have incorporating technology into their institution, and it helps the job to even faster and better because teacher and lecturer at all levels started to get used to technology. They fulfill their assigned tasks online without any trouble. They also teach the student how to use the technologies as well. Whereas the student themselves, including a young age, to get familiar with the technology, and so they can attend their class online, work on their homework, assignment. So this way, they don't feel that they're knowing nothing about technology at all. Instead, those app or website that they used to learn, or used to study, is bring them joy and excitement while learning. And lastly, I believe parents from my generation or new generation will get to learn and know more about technology. Just like me, for example, we know that we can't just learn theory and find a decent job by that. So a decent job needs a theory and a practical life skill experience with technology to help with that. So a degree plus technology is a must to have in our life right now. So what Cambodia should do is to be consistent with our daily practice toward the development of quality education. I believe we already found out our way. We have enough human resource to implement the quality of education system. So all we can do is just put it into action and stick to our goal. So sooner or later, we will reach our goal for sure.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Pisay. Last but not least, from your perspective, how do you see Cambodia's future digital education in the next 5 years?
So from my aspect, if we stick to the commitment we have to adopting the digital education like this on and on, I'm positive that Cambodia's future digital education in the next 5 years will be greater than ever. We use technology in our daily life, including education, economic, online purchasing, and hosting international events. So from younger to older, we're getting familiar and better at using technology in all sectors. I'm confident that Cambodia's future digital economy or education that related to will be a huge success in unleashing our human resource to the top and international levels. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pisay, for sharing your insightful perspective toward the quality of education in the era of new technology. Ladies and gentlemen, our discussion has now come to an end. I would like to thank Ms. Pisay once again for your present and valuable time for joining our program today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.